Declaring is not the same as wishing. Wishing leaves a back door open. Declaring closes that door. And here's what it looks like in real life. This is how I manifested $10,000. So this story is special to me because it's my very first huge manifestation. And this was back in 2010. So $10,000 was so much money back then for me, especially because I had just started a business and I was barely bringing home anything. My tips were going back into the company to keep it going. And so this might as well have been $10 million now. So have you ever felt desperate and just thought like, I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what the next step is. I can't figure out the how. The most important thing for you to remember is the how is never your job. The what and the why is your job. Everything else falls into place when you decide your what and your why and you hold the belief that it's coming to you. So this is how it happened to me. It wasn't the first thing I ever manifested, but it was the first time that I saw something huge happen and I couldn't believe my eyes. I still get chills when I tell this story. So I was in a marriage. I was unhappy. My husband was an alcoholic who didn't come home very often. He ran nightclubs. I was a mom with 2 kids. They weren't my husband's kids, so I had to make sure I could take care of them. And at the time, I couldn't take a steady income from my company. So in my mind, I decided if I had $10,000 in the bank, it would cover the months that I was unable to completely pay my bills as I built my company. And this was in October of 2009. So as I was learning manifesting, as I was going through this journey, I said, okay, I have to have a date. I have to be clear about what the amount is. And then I have to believe it's coming. Those are my 3 big steps that I was learning. So I wrote down April 30th, 2010, I will get $10,000 and I will have $10,000 in the bank. And in my mind, I thought like, maybe I'll get some extra tips. Maybe I'll be able to put some of my tips aside. Maybe the company will grow a little bit over the next 6 months and I can start to pay myself a little bit to put into a savings account. But also my husband and I were scraping by. I was barely bringing home anything. And the company he was working for would often ask him if he could wait to cash his paycheck. And he would always say yes. And I'm like, we have bills to pay and like kids, like what the heck? But it was just like, it was a tight place. It's not like there was money in the relationship where I could like take a little bit and put it aside. We were in a super tight spot, but I was 100% sure this was going to happen. And I remember driving in my car and like, because, okay, so when I was first learning the information that I would get was like, you have to believe it no matter what. You have to know it's there. You have to act like it's already happened. So I would drive to work and I would be like, I'm so excited. I have $10,000 coming to me. And I would like look at, like my calendar and be like, okay, so what's today? Okay, 5 more months and I'm gonna have $10,000 coming to me. And I was 100% sure of it. There's no way you could have convinced me this wasn't gonna happen. I just knew it was going to work because I had manifested enough little things to prove to myself that manifesting worked. And I had attracted people into my life who had bigger stories. And so the proof was there and I was sure it was going to happen for me. So as the 6 months continues, I end up meeting someone and moving out of mine and my husband's house, and me and my kids moved in with this new person. And at the time, I remember thinking like, this is it. I told God, I told the universe that I need $10,000 because I need stability. I need to have money in the bank in case I can't pay my bills. However, God works in mysterious ways, right? So my thinking was, this is how I received it. This is the mysterious way. It's not the how that I thought it was going to be. It wasn't a chunk of change. It was like another person helping me financially so that I would be okay and I wouldn't need that nest egg. So another month goes by. I feel that I have already attracted, manifested. Like I feel like I'm on fire manifesting. And I'm starting to realize, okay, it's not always going to happen the way I think it's going to happen. Sometimes it's a different ending, but it will solve the right problem. It'll help me with what it is that I'm needing it for. So time goes on, and back then I had a BlackBerry, those phones with like the little tiny screen. And so I'm like, I was out on my porch. It was a nice day. We lived down by the beach, and I'm like going through my emails, and I see an email from my accountant, and I think it says that I have a $10,000 tax return. Now, mind you, I have never had a $10,000 tax return before or after this. I would either owe a little bit of money or get a little bit of money, especially once I started the business. When I was a single mom, I got a little bit, but not after that. So 10,000 seemed totally unlikely, and like there was no way it was true. So I run in the house and get on my computer, and I pull up on my computer my emails, and I see that it does say my tax return is $10,000. So I call my accountant and I'm like, this can't be right. I've never had a $10,000 tax return. And she's like, Tess, I've checked it 3 times. She's like, I don't know why you're getting so much, but I know it's correct. And I just sat back in my chair and was like shocked. And then all of a sudden I remembered, wait, you manifested $10,000. And I looked at the calendar to see what today was, and it was April 30th. I know, I have chills. So anyways, that is the power of manifestation. That's the power of belief. But the thing that I really want you to get out of this, if you get nothing else, is that the reason it came is because I believed without a doubt it was coming. I believed I had already received it when I had the first thing happen, when I first found another relationship where I wasn't going to have to worry about all the finances on my own. So the fact that I believed I had already received the manifestation is the reason the manifestation came through. So holding that belief is everything. So if you're trying to manifest, you're working on manifesting, you've tried and it's failed, you didn't fail. There's divine timing. There's all kinds of things that might need to line up. Sometimes when we're asking for something, things have to fall apart so they can go back together the way you want them to be. If you saw my relationship story, like sometimes there's a huge 5-year detour and there's like all these, turns you have to get through, and that you have to just trust the journey, and that on the other side of it, that manifestation is going to come to fruition. So I do want to bust a myth that you may have, or programming that you may need to deprogram. And that is that you have to stay completely focused on manifesting in order for it to work. I forgot about the $10,000 manifestation because I had believed I already received it. So I just trusted the journey. And once I realized I had received it, everything went from there, and it came to fruition later on at the date that I said that it actually would. That's another lesson to learn in this too. Don't make your date too far out, because sometimes we say like, okay, 10 years from now, because in our mind we think in 10 years I could figure that out, or, in 2 years I could figure that out. But you get to say when. So why not tomorrow? Why not next month? Why not this year? It doesn't matter how big your dreams are. All that matters is that you can truly believe that you're getting it no matter what. And another analogy that I love when we're looking at this is when you think about watching the ending of a movie before you watch the movie. If you knew that it was all going to work out, if you knew you were going to get the money, if you knew they were going to end up together, if you knew the hero was going to live, the movie, the turns, the curves, everything that goes into the journey wouldn't be scary, and you would know without a doubt that the ending was going to be good. So know without a doubt that your dreams are going to come true. Know without a doubt that what you're manifesting is happening, that everything happening right now is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And just hold that vision, hold that knowing. And I promise you, if you stay on track, even if you're not totally focused on it, it's going to come to fruition. Detours are not mistakes. They are the actual plan. The universe is always working, even when you can't see it. If manifestation is something that you are trying to get better at or learn more about, then follow my channel and follow my Instagram. This is what we talk about. This is what we do in our programs. We have the Legacy Collective, where we have a library of information to teach you how to deprogram your old beliefs, to help you manifest the dreams of your desires, to help you understand the things that are keeping you stuck. And we also have a community in there that you can connect with so you can go on this journey with other people. And we also have other options. We have some certification programs coming up, and we also have group coaching. So whatever you're looking for, if nothing else, just give us a follow and check out the information that we're sharing, because if you're on this journey and if you found this video, you did for a reason. And when people come into my world, it's always for a reason. And the reason is you're manifesting, you're on the path, and you found the right person.